What's up, guys? It's Cole Arrington here, and tonight we are installing the far mudding halos on this Renegade. I've already got the headlight housings out. I didn't want to record it because I was very frustrated. But basically, all the screws you have to take out. There'll be a T30 with a 10 millimeter right there, and then behind this little piece of tape will be another T30 with a 10 millimeter. And what I had to do to get to the back of this right here, where that 10 millimeter was, I had to stick my hand through here and just kind of grab a wrench and get it on there good enough to get it off. And then once you do that, right here on the back side of this bracket, there's going to be a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here that you have to take out. And then you can fold this entire headlight housing basically down like that. And you don't have to take them all the way out like I'm doing. You can leave them in the bike. There's plenty of videos of people that leave them in the bike and just droop them down and install them there. But I want to clean the back side of these real good and get the wires ran, the silicone, make sure these things are set perfect because I don't ever want to have to do this again. And the last bolt is going to be right here. It's going to be a real small Torx head. I don't know what size it is. I'll have to go back and look. But it screws in right there, and it is tight to get to. So you have to get in here with an extension in that small Torx bit and just barely work it out, and eventually it'll come out. You unplug your headlights and this thing comes straight out. So in the next part of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and clean these up real good, and then what we're gonna do is loosen the top two screws on each of these headlights to pull them down. And I'm gonna set the halos in there, get the wires ran up through the top of here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like after I get it done. So now, basically what I did was I pulled out the two top screws on this housing. I slid the wires through the top, and then this halo is just gonna rest just like that. Now, one thing you have to do, I saw this in another video and I ended up having to do it too. On the bottom side of these halos, there are little notches. You can kind of see where I grinded that one. But there's little notches. They don't attach to anything. I don't know why they're even on there. So I just took a Dremel and grinded them down real quick, got this flat. And now this sits almost perfectly flush on there, which is the way it needs to be because we're going to use this RTV, clear RTV, to glue these things on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these halos put on exactly like this with the wires coming straight through the top. And I'm going to go ahead and get them all glued on there, and we're just going to let them dry overnight. And then tomorrow when I get off work, I'll pick this back up. All right. We got all the halos in. Got them all RTV down. This stuff seems to work pretty good. These two right here were the first two I did, and they're already pretty stiff, and I just finished up these two. But just to be safe, I'm going to let these sit overnight, so it'll be almost a complete 24 hours. When I get off work tomorrow, I'll come home and I'll start putting these back into the bike and getting them wired up and showing you guys how I'm going to run the wires. So yes, these are green, by the way. They're not the chasings, they're not the Bluetooth. They're just solid green. I'm gonna run them straight to a switch, so we'll have green. I thought maybe that would go best with the white, yellow, and black deal we had going. So yeah. All right, so it's the next evening. The halos have completely set that RTV, that clear RTV has. And I just got the first one in. Nothing's wired up yet. I just have the connectors ran right up here, zip tied right there, try to keep it away from the radiator. And really, they're not that hard to put back in now that I know what I'm doing. But this headlight is fully back in. You can see the wires just run out of the top of that headlight, and I ran them right there above the radiator hose, right there. But you can look up a better detailed video of how to pull these headlights out and reinstall them. But so I got this one in. I'm about to start putting this one in, and all my wires I'm just going to run right here into the center and then work from here back. But it should be a pretty easy wiring system. Dark blue is your ground, white is your positive. So I'm just going to run it, connect all the grounds, tie that all into one wire, run it straight to the battery. And then all the positives I'm going to tie into one, run to a switch, and then run to the battery. And that should be it. And you just flick them on and off with a switch. They are the solid green halos, so they don't change colors. They're just green. I thought maybe that would look best on here. But whenever we get to the wiring part, I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. And yeah. All right, guys, I finally got it all put together and wired up. I already put this on. I really don't want to take it back off. But with the far mudding halo kit, they give you these bridge connectors where you can connect like 5 wires into one. So I ended up using those. You can see those right there. And I just tucked everything so it'd be right under the snorkel. And I left enough slack under here so I can pull this off and take the switch apart whenever I need to pull that rhino horn off. Right there is where I mounted my switch. I'm gonna, whenever I get a rad kit with light bars, I'm gonna put that switch there. And when I get rock lights, I think I'm gonna put that there. But then on this other side, I just have it running basically straight back to the battery. So right here, that yellow wire is the positive that goes into the switch, and then this red is what comes out of the switch, or whatever color that is. Yeah, it's, I don't know. And I just ran, the green is the ground wire, running from right there, off of that bridge. So I ran the ground and the positive straight down this vent line, behind this shifter, right up through here, and then right here, straight to the battery. It's not hard to wire up, it's pretty simple. So let me get you guys a clip of what the halos look like up front. So this is what the green halos look like. They're a lot brighter than I thought they were gonna be, and the camera doesn't really do it justice, but they look so good in person. Really bright and vivid. I am definitely in love with these headlights. They look amazing, or halos. I think they look great, they're bright. On my switch, I didn't do the power wire for the light to come on. It's just too much work. I don't feel like dealing with it. But hope you guys enjoyed. I sure do enjoy these halos so far. I can't crank the bike right now because I currently don't have an ECU in it because I sent it off to get tuned for that big gun exhaust we put on in the last video. But yeah, so hopefully we can get the ECU put back in and get back to riding this thing. So I hope everybody did enjoy.